what they're doing right now. That is getting their hands in the right place, checking the motorcycles out, making sure that they are in the right headspace. And you can see how Keith Sayers has come down the whole line right here in front of the Monster Energy compound, because he knows that final point on the checklist is an important one. As they wind up here, you'll see him looking down at the motorcycles. You'll see him listening to that bike, except for Brett Turcotte on the electric one. As they move around here, stretch those bodies out, this sport went from a bunch of hooligan rock stars into a bunch of significantly serious athletes. And he's made the transition all the way along. You see, they've got to make sure those motorcycles are A1 and their head is in the right place. Because sooner or later, we have to look at this. An 8-foot takeoff ramp. It is meant to send a motorcycle across that 75-foot gap. Sayers grabs the expended metal on the backside of this ramp and fires that thing in the high side of second gear. Then there's that guy who has no gears at all. And over here, 16-foot tall, 20-foot wide, 1,500-pound, custom-built airbag landing. Brought to Keith Sayers Freestyle Motocross team by Monster and DBK. Don't let that airbag fool you for a second. Well, it adds a level of safety to the world of freestyle. You've got to be straight coming down there. Otherwise, that bag will wash over that front tire like a snowdrift in the middle of winter in Calgary. So they're checking that out as well. You see them having conversations here about what they've discovered, not only with the ramp setup, but with the nemesis of freestyle motocross. Oh, you can't see it, but you can feel it. You can feel that little caress of that breeze coming across your cheek. That wind is 6 times stronger up there. So as they come by and look at you every so often, they'll give you a little rap, rap, rap. A little twist of the throttle, a little wave, and what they're looking for is to push that fear factor down, and then breathe. Now we're hoping that you're getting a taste of what you're about to see here. During our warm-up session, as what is yet to come is what's called a freestyle routine. Riders come out and do what they do, hit their tricks, try to dazzle you, kind of based on those words that started it all. Hey, watch this. Or hey, I can go bigger. As they pull it here, you'll recognize that each one of them performs the sport individually and uniquely. And that is indeed what this segment is all about, for you to get to know our riders. But first, let me just check it here at the Monster Energy compound. How many fans of freestyle motocross do we have here today? Well, we're glad to hear that, because you're bound to pick a favorite. Let's help you do that by getting to know them one at a time. This guy is a most unique rider. And of course, he's our leader. He would naturally go first. This is the KS in KS FMX. While he is an astounding rider, has been at this since 1997. In the mid-1990s, Well, these days, more than a world record holder in freestyle motocross, he's a movie star in a movie called Family Plan. He's the bad guy. I said, "What'd you have to do there?" "I just had to kill Mark Wahlberg." I kind of like the way he's approaching that. He's brought to us here, of course, by KSFMX, by Monster Energy, by Ports Canada, and by DBK. Ladies and gentlemen from Butte, Montana, this is Keith Sayers. Well, I'm glad to see he's following the order today. I'm bound to call him something else, him something else. And this guy is a legend. I mean, when you stand with this guy, you realize that you were there with a guy who's at the very beginning. He's still astounding today. You know, he competed first in the X Games in 2005. That was the first time you won the gold medal, but this guy has 17 X Games medals. There's only one other athlete who's ever done more than this guy, and he's been retired from that competition for quite a while, but still continues to astound us today. Coming to us from DBK, Monster Fly and Heatwave, this is Jeremy Twitch Stenberg.
You know him? Jeremy, right?
You know,
you know him?
That I should step out of the way of this rider. She's a highly competitive rider and has raced motocross against the boys since the very beginning of her career. I said, "How did that go over?" She said, "I make them cry because I beat them every time." You gotta love somebody with that kind of confidence, and it led to 3 X Games motocross gold medals. One of only 2 women in the world who works freestyle this way. It was when she was in the best whip contest. There was no girls in that. She had to compete against the boys, and of course she made them cry. She picked up the bronze medal. Coming to us from 805 Fast Styles, Monster, and KSFMX from San Diego, California, Vicky Golden. You all right, Cody? I know you're out here stretching out. A little bit stressed out, you see, you know. It's kind of your fault, actually. You know, a lot of you folks are going to be responsible for that. I can tell you right now, this is the extreme lifestyle. I mean, this guy has done everything from skydiving to wingsuit riding to bull riding.